Awesome. We are going to go over the 4 types of hunger, and hunger is in quotations. So think to yourself, when is the last time you ate, even though you weren't physically hungry? For me, this was yesterday when I went out to eat, and I was like, oh, I actually need ice cream now. So I went and had ice cream afterwards. I wasn't hungry. I was actually quite full from my dinner, but I still ate because it was ice cream. I wanted dessert after. Um, so a lot of people, when it comes to being in calorie deficit, they stress because they feel hungry all the time. But most overeating isn't actually caused by hunger. It's caused by something else. So the first type of hunger is physical hunger. This is actual hunger. So it's like your body wants food, it needs food. A good sign of actually being hungry is that it comes on gradually. So it's not all of a sudden you're just doing something and then you're super, super hungry. It slowly starts creeping in and you're like, oh, I'm kind of getting hungry. Oh, I'm a little bit more hungry. Oh, I'm starving. So that's a good sign that you're actually needing food. And then any food sounds good. When you are more craving something or you feel like you're hungry, but you're not actually hungry, you want a very specific food. But when you're actually hungry, anything sounds good. Like you just want to put anything in your body so that way your body can stop feeling hungry. Your stomach feels empty. And then when you do actually eat, you stop eating when you're satisfied. That is a good kind of sign of actual hunger. So here's a solution for that. So if you're actually hungry, hungry, I spelled that wrong, then eat. So focus on protein first, and then get some high fiber carbs, healthy fats, and then eat slowly. So put your fork down between bites, really chew your food, chew till it's basically dissolved in your mouth, and then swallow it. And then that will help you kind of like slow down and get fuller faster. And then eat until you're satisfied, not overly stuffed. So I like to think about it as 80% full. So you could eat more if you wanted to, but you would feel pretty uncomfortable if you're going to push yourself past that level. So eat and just till you're satisfied. And then remember, physical hunger isn't an enemy. So you shouldn't kind of like fight against hunger. It's actually a really good sign that your body is telling you that you are hungry. It shows that you're healthy and that your hormones are working properly. And then also hunger isn't an emergency either. It's not something that's bad. It's not something that needs to be completely avoided. It's not something that you need to eat immediately right away. It's just being like, oh, okay, I'm hungry right now. I should probably eat within the next like hour or two. A lot of people, I think, are so scared of feeling hungry. But when you're in a calorie deficit, you're burning more than what you're eating. And so it's very normal to feel a little bit of hunger throughout the day. A lot of people kind of get scared of feeling hungry, but it's not something that is scary. Obviously, you shouldn't be feeling hungry the entire day. You shouldn't feel starving, but a little bit of hunger and a calorie deficit every once in a while is very normal. Second type of hunger is emotional hunger. I am very guilty of this. When I'm stressed, I eat. When I'm anxious, I eat. When I'm bored, I eat. When I feel alone, I eat. When I celebrate, I like to eat. So I'm a very emotional eater. And a good way to tell that this is happening is you're usually craving something specific. So when I'm feeling sad, I'm probably not going to go eat like a quinoa salad. I'll probably want to eat like some cake or something like that. So here's the solution. Instead of thinking, what do I want to eat? Ask, what do I actually need? Maybe you just need a 10-minute walk. Maybe you just need to get outside, get some fresh air, get some blood flowing, process some thoughts through your brain. Maybe you need to talk to a friend. Maybe you need a break from work. Maybe you need a little bit of water or some sleep or just to relieve some stress. Maybe you can journal for a little bit here. And just keep in mind that food can comfort you, but it doesn't actually solve the emotion that caused it. And so if you are constantly eating your emotions, it's not actually helping with the emotion. You do need to still process those emotions. Even though it feels good momentarily, in the long run, it's not going to feel that great. Also, it's probably going to make it worse. Because if you're stressed and then you stress eat, and then afterwards you're stressed that you stress eat, and then it makes you more stressed. And so it kind of just is a compounding negative effect, which you want to avoid. So here's the third type, is habit hunger. Some examples of this is popcorn during a movie. So typically you don't go to movies hungry. Maybe you eat dinner before, but when you get to a movie, you immediately order popcorn because that's what you're just used to having. Maybe, like me, dessert after dinner. I was completely full at the restaurant yesterday that I went to, and then I thought of ice cream and my stomach immediately just like opened. And I wasn't hungry. I just am in the habit of eating a dessert after I go out to eat. Snacking every afternoon at work. Maybe you're not actually hungry at work. Maybe you're just kind of like bored and you just know it's 3 p.m. You're going to break up the day and have a snack. If you need to hit your protein goals, maybe that's not the worst thing, but it's kind of just like, am I actually hungry, or am I just eating because it's 3 p.m. right now? And then eating while watching TV. That's kind of just mindlessly eating, mindlessly taking in calories. So you're responding to a cue and not actual hunger and your body's signals. And I think a lot of you guys have probably heard of habit stacking. So let's give you like a water example. So in the morning, when you brush your teeth, you drink 8 ounces of water. At lunch, you drink 8 ounces of water. When you go for a walk, you drink 8 ounces of water. So you're stacking a habit or something that you already do every single day that's really easy for you with a different habit that's harder for you to do. And that's called habit stacking. And that will help you get in more water throughout the day, or it'll kind of like trigger you to remember to drink more water. The same thing can happen with food. So a lot of these things are kind of like mindless things that you're just tacking on to things that you would normally do. Like if you normally watch TV, then you'd normally grab a snack. If you see 3 p.m. on the clock, you're like, oh, it's time for a snack. So instead of actually listening to your body and your hunger cues, you're just stacking that food on with the action that you're doing. So it can actually work into your favor if you're actually trying to habit stack and develop a good habit, but it can also work into your detriment if you're trying to get rid of mindlessly snacking. So here's the solution. Ask yourself, if this wasn't my normal routine, would I still choose to eat it? Try replacing the habit. So instead of eating dessert after every single meal, try a low calorie sweet drink. So that way you have something sweet, but you're not getting all of the calories from the dessert. Maybe try brushing your teeth after dinner instead of immediately going to a dessert. When I have a mint taste in my mouth, I'm like, I don't really want to eat because that would ruin the dessert anyway. So that can help you there. Go and read instead of snacking while watching TV. I don't know if this necessarily would help me because I would just snack while I read. But that can maybe switch that cue to something different out of your norm. And maybe some people just are actively holding a book and they don't want to get their fingers dirty and snack while they're reading. Go walk after work instead of heading to the pantry. So let's say you work at home. You're like, oh, I'm done. You close your laptop for the day. You get up, immediately go to the pantry. Instead of going to the pantry, maybe go out the front door, go for a little walk, change your routine a little bit so you're not stacking that habit of like finishing work for the day. So habits can be changed in one small choice at a time. You just have to recognize kind of like what you're doing throughout the day to break those habits. So the fourth type of hunger is environmental hunger. So you're not actually hungry. Food is just all around you. And so if it's around you, you're probably going to eat it. So donuts are in the break room at work. So let's say somebody dropped off donuts at my house. I wasn't planning on eating donuts today, but if somebody dropped off donuts at my house, I'm going to eat donuts today because they're right there. They're in my environment. Maybe someone ordered pizza. So yesterday I wasn't planning on eating pizza, but I went to go swim at one of my friend's house and they had pizza. And so I was like, oh, well, I'm going to have a slice of pizza then. I wasn't planning on it, but it was in my environment and it was kind of hard to say no. And I just like had the one piece of pizza. Maybe samples at Costco. So you're going to Costco. You weren't really planning on having an extra like 300 calories of samples, but they were there and you wanted to try them. So they were in your environment. So you just ate them. Maybe snacks are left on the counter from your kids. I will not be eating my kids' snacks because I don't like cat treats or dog treats. But I do understand that a lot of moms see like food left over from their kids and they'll just like snack on their leftover chicken nuggets because they don't want it to go to waste. So those things are all in your environment, and it makes it definitely hard to say no when they're there. And so that way your environment is kind of making those decisions for you. So here's a solution to that. Make healthy choices the easiest choices. So set up your fridge where your healthiest foods are in the front. The least healthy foods are more in the back. They're harder to reach. You have to kind of like actually remember that they're in there for you to go in and grab them. Keep protein ready to eat. So that way you have like maybe ready to drink protein shakes. You have some high protein snacks on hand, maybe protein bars, maybe some like chicken bites, easy to grab. So that way you just have it in your forefront and you can eat those, and it's really easy. Put fruit where you'll actually see it, not in the bottom drawer in the back of your fridge where you're like, oh, I have to dig back there. I forgot this bag of grapes was there and now it's moldy. Try to have them washed, ready, and prepped. So that way, if you open your fridge, you're like, oh, here's some grapes. You can grab some grapes and just go on with the rest of your day. Store treats out of sight. So maybe put your treats on the top shelf in your pantry so that you know that if you want those treats, then you have to go out of your way to grab a stool, go to the top shelf, get the treats out. So that way there's so many steps put in place rather than them just sitting on your counter and being like, oh, here's a treat. I'm just going to grab a handful of M&Ms. That will help you so they're not just like right in your eyesight all the time. Another thing that can help is don't go grocery shopping hungry. You'll buy way more food than what you actually want or what you actually need, and then it increases your grocery bill too. So that's a win-win if you don't grocery shop while you're hungry. And then remove foods that you know you'll overeat. So for me, with treats, if I want a treat, I know that I'm gonna typically go and buy a single serving size. So if I want donuts that day, I'm only gonna go buy 1 or 2 donuts and then come home. I'm not gonna go there and buy a dozen donuts, because if I go and buy a dozen donuts, then I'm probably gonna eat a dozen donuts. And I don't wanna eat a dozen donuts, I only want 1 or 2. So if you go and get foods in single serving packets, then it's much less likely that you'll overeat them because you only have that much to eat. I know this is huge with potato chips. So if you have a whole bag of chips and you know that if that bag of chips is in front of you, you're going to eat the whole bag of chips or majority of that bag of chips. But if you go and get those chips in a single serving size, you can only eat that size because that's all you have. So that will help you a ton rather than kind of like overeating there. But remember that your environment wins over your willpower. So just try to have your environment, set up your environment for success. And so that way it works for you and not against you. You don't have to constantly rely on willpower to say no to all of these fun foods that are constantly in your eyesight. So here's a technique that you guys can try out this week, and it's called the pause technique. So before you eat, ask yourself, which type of hunger is this? So identify one of the 4 types of hunger. What do I actually need? Do you actually need to eat, or do you need to relieve some stress? Do you actually need to eat, or do you need to clean up your environment? And will that food solve that need? Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes like you're hungry and you need food. Sometimes you're stressed and maybe a piece of cake will actually make you feel a little bit better. So sometimes the answer is yes, but if you work through these steps, then maybe you'll realize like, oh, I actually need to just go talk to a trusted friend or journal out my emotions, or maybe I need to schedule a therapy session. I don't know. Sometimes it'll help lead you into the right direction rather than just try to solve all your problems with food. So here's your challenge for the week. For the next week, try to identify what type of hunger you're experiencing before each time you eat. Are you eating on cues? Are you eating because you're actually hungry? Are you eating because of emotions? Or are you eating because it's in your environment? I think that will be very interesting for you guys this week. All right. Does anybody have any thoughts that they want to share here? Anything that they've experienced with any of these 4 types of hunger, or any feedback there?
I definitely know that I do like to have like a little bit of sweet after dinner. I've been noticing that's a big habit for me.
Yeah. And I think with that one specifically for me, that's helped me is just like pre-logging that treat, being like, okay, I know I'm going to eat something sweet after dinner, and I know that like a low calorie drink isn't going to suffice that craving for me. So I'm just going to pre-log a brownie now, and so that way, if I stay on track, I can still have that brownie at the end of the day. So that's a way to kind of like help with that one. But yeah, no, it's definitely I think a huge cue for a lot of people. They're like, oh, I just had something savory, now I need something sweet.
Mhm.
Kim, Melissa, have any thoughts?
Yeah, I would say for me, a lot of it is emotional eating, like stress eating at work. And so um, it was on Friday, I was like, I know I'm not hungry. I just had yogurt or something. I just had a snack. I'm like, I know I'm not hungry. So I'm like, I just need to escape out of my office, which sometimes is very hard to do, and just we have a pretty large building, and just take 2 laps around the building and then come back. And then so I didn't go for the stuff that's on the counter, because then we have a counter out front and people bring, bagels, and then if sometimes they will do pizza, donuts, whatever. And so that's environmental and stress eating, and it combines together at work. So if it's already out there, and then I'm like, yeah, and you have to walk by. So it's like I just have to try to avoid the area too.
Totally. Yeah. And I think what you said that was good was like, you're like, I had a yogurt. So you prepped your environment to be able to have like a good, healthy food option. So you're like, okay, I did need to eat. I had a yogurt. That was healthy for me. Now I know I'm stressed. So I'm going to get up and go take a walk. So I think that's a good win there. What about you, Kim? Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, like everything's like bing, bing, bing. But I get like I have a lot of free time sometimes, and so I'll be like just like wandering around the kitchen, and I'll like
boredom eating.
Yeah, I'll do the boredom eating. I'll do the anxiety eating. I'll do the stress eating.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not like a lot of candy. Like I could eat fruit like apples. It's like I'm overeating the good stuff too. Like
that's good.
Like I'm just plowing apples all day.
Where'd all the apples go?
That's funny.
Sweet and crunchy.
Just stressy apples.
Yeah. But yeah.
Could be worse. Yeah. I think
I'll
I'll take apples.
So yeah. Everything you talked about. I'm like, yeah.
Okay. Kind of hit home there.
Yeah.
Susan, what about you?
So I have to have a sweet literally after every meal. I don't know why, but like, so I'll eat like a Hershey nugget or just like a Hershey kiss.
Yeah.
And that usually satisfies me, but I love to graze. I love food too. I love to eat. And I will come home from work and I don't even put my stuff down, and I'm already in the pantry just looking, or in the fridge just looking. I don't eat a lot of it, but I have to look because I'm like, I need something. And I know that I don't, but I usually, I just want to look to see what's there because it might change.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, every bit of what you said the same. I'm just like, yep. But donuts, the funny thing about donuts is people always bring those to us at work. I hate donuts, but when they're at work, donuts are like the best thing on earth. And I don't know what that is. And I don't usually eat them because they do make me nauseous, but I will have a bite of one because it's there. And that's so irritating. But yeah, so every bit of that, yes.
Totally. Yeah. I think one thing that you could try is like getting to work or getting home from work and then putting all your stuff away and not touching the pantry until like you feel hunger, and just breaking that habit this week and seeing how you feel. You might feel a little anxious, you might feel a little weird, but try that.
I will try.
Okay. We'll follow up next week on next week's call. Report back.
Okay.
No, yeah, if you've been doing something for so long, it's very weird to be like, oh, I'm not allowed to go in the pantry now. My coach told me not to. Okay, I'll wait till I'm hungry. But yeah, I think having like a little Hershey nugget after meals isn't the worst thing, because it's not like you're having like a huge dessert after.
No, it's little.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Well, you guys are awesome. Thanks for being on the call. And then I think this is our last week of this challenge. Are any of you guys doing the monthly challenge this week? I mean,
I am.
this week. You are?
I am.
Nice.
Yeah.
Strong. You go, girl.
You're not.
No. I've got no good excuse.
I know you just said that you boredom ate, so I know you have a lot of time.
Yeah.
You can do the
Yeah, it's
challenge.
not the time.
No, it's fine. Anybody else doing the challenge or just Melissa in it?
I always start, but then I forget about it, and then I forget to log for a couple of days, and then I'm like, eh.
I'm gonna lose. Yeah, there's always that one person that does it every day, and you're like, oh. Gotcha. Okay, cool. All right. Well, you guys are great. Let me know if you have any questions or any suggestions for future coaching calls. If not, I'll just keep coming up with topics. Okay. All right. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.